All right. Welcome to Wednesday Night Standard Showdown here at GameSwap Mason, Ohio. I'm Robert Meadows, and this is
Patrick Narsavage. How you guys doing tonight?
Yeah. I was not here last week due to I just wasn't here.
Yeah, I don't know why you were here. So yeah,
I think I just told Jake I just didn't want to do it today.
Yeah, we had Jake Valentine subbing in for you.
I know. I saw. And
so it looks like here we got Mono Red versus Esper Godfarer's Gift for round 1 here.
All right. This is a pretty typical matchup you can expect to see in a standard tournament.
Yeah. Not so much Esper Godfarer's Gift. I think especially now people are gonna go towards the blue-white version.
Well,
a
like
bit more.
I don't think it's really like the colors of the Godfarer's Gift deck that we have to really hunch on. It's more the fact it's just a deck.
Well, so yes and no. The Esper Godfarer's Gift deck and the blue-white one, they actually play out pretty differently.
Really?
Yeah. So the Esper one is very creature focused, a lot more because it uses Gate to the Afterlife.
Yeah.
To get back Godfarer's Gift.
Totally.
And then the blue-white one uses Refurbish. So the blue-white one only plays 16 creatures, and the Esper one plays a lot more than that.
All right. All right.
One thing that I feel like is very important here is who is on the play, which looks like Taylor. That's going to be very good for him.
So, remind others to watch it.
Sorry, we're having a little bit of technical difficulties here,
this is not a surprise. So, remind the folks at home what does Refurbish do? Because
Refurbish is 3 and a white for a sorcery, and it returns an artifact from your graveyard onto the battlefield. So it's a reanimate spell for an artifact.
So basically, the idea is to mill your Godfarer's Gift, right?
Yeah, mill it with like a minister or like I can't remember that, strategic planning, or something like.
So fun fact, I actually have OG Japanese or Chinese strategic plannings.
Oh, fun.
From Portal.
That's pretty fun. The other way they can use Champion of Wits to get into their graveyard.
Also, okay, cool.
But Taylor's on the Esper version, so he has
Hostage Taker,
yeah, he's got
Fatal
Hostage
Push.
Takers. He's mainly using Gate to the Afterlife to eventually find his copies of Godfarer's Gift. But he's taking a beating here.
It's okay. We got a 2x Walking Ballista. That might do some work here.
It's going to be fine. I expect it to probably jump in front of the Skullscar Mage and then kill the Earthshaker, not the Encrypt Crasher. I was going to exert. Yeah.
So Taylor will only be taking 1 here?
Oh, yeah. Taylor's just going to take 1.
Unless, like, Geo here has any, like, spells he wants to cast.
That's true. He could have a Lightning Strike or a Shock or something. I like the exert play by Geoffery here. He definitely knew that the Walking Ballista was going to kill the Encrypt Crasher, and so just the exert is just a way to keep that from blocking the Soulscar Mage getting in an extra point of damage, which with these red decks really can matter.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Oh, and we got another. Is that the 3rd Walking Ballista?
That is the 3rd Walking Ballista. That is pretty good here for Taylor.
Taylor's just drawing hot fire here.
Yeah, so one of the things that really can make this hard for Geoffery is Taylor is going to be really good at being able to come up the ground here, and it's going to be a lot harder for Geoffery to burn him out via Lightning Strike, Shock, and Ramunap Ruins and Hazoret activations because of that Gate to the Afterlife. Every time a creature dies on Taylor's side of the board, he's going to gain a life and he's going to get to loot, which is he's going to draw a card and then he gets to discard a card, which is a way he's going to be able to fill up his graveyard with creatures. Although it looks like his hand is fairly land heavy right now. Yeah,
he does have Ramunap Ruins, which is fine.
Yeah,
So Taylor could have pinged the Soulscar Mage in response to the Prowess trigger?
Yeah, I don't think that's worth it. He really doesn't need to block here. He really doesn't need the life gain unless he's going for
I think he's just really trying to, yeah.
Yeah, so he's looking for another creature, which he doesn't have in hand. If he did, he would have definitely discarded it to activate his Godfarer's Gift next turn, or Gate to the Afterlife.
Yeah, totally.
So let's see what his draw step is here.
Champion Wits.
That is a good draw. And he's going to
down.
Snapcast that. Hopefully he draws a creature so that he can... Oh, we might have a response. We're going to sacrifice...
Wait, I thought that card...
Geoffery has main deck Scavenger Grounds. I didn't see that. That is huge.
Heads up play by Geoffery here.
Yeah, definitely heads up play. Never give him an opportunity to activate the gates.
Yeah. Yes.
And this is
that really set Taylor behind.
big.
So, if anyone's wondering, I opened 3 hours of Devastation packs. Did not open a Scarab God.
I don't think anyone was wondering.
You know what? I got into Heb, the Eternal.
It's very off topic. Anyway, so yeah, see the Champion of Wits trades with the Soulscar Mage, and with 5 lands, Geoffery doesn't play anything. So that means like he probably doesn't have a lot of pressure in his hands. He probably is looking maybe to activate the
Scavenger Grounds again?
Maybe activate the Scavenger Grounds again. You just choose to pass. So I think what he's really worried about is Taylor getting time to rebuild. He had an Earthshaker counter in hand, so I'm wondering why he was so reluctant to play any of the cards in his hand. See here, an attack for 3. Put him to 15. And Taylor's still at a relatively high life total. But
so
through the course of this game, Geoffery can activate that Scavenger Grounds 2 more times. That's a lot of roadblocks that we're going to have to go through. Yeah, it's yeah. So that's just Taylor not reading his cards.
Yeah, RTFC. Yep. Yeah. Seems like Geoffery here does know how this matchup should go. But here comes the Champion Wits being blocked by blocking the Bomat Carrier.
Yeah. So that's a fine trade. Geoffrey's drawn a lot of lands here, and a lot of them are mountains. Yeah. So, this is a nice play by Geoffery. He knows that once Taylor plays a 7th land, he's going to have an opportunity to eternalize those Champion of Wits.
And he does have 7th land in hand. So
yeah, he does have the 7th land. So, and once he plays the land, Geoffery never gets an opportunity to respond to a place where he could exile the Champion of Wits. So he's going to make sure he doesn't do that. But he had to sacrifice his Ramunap Ruins, and he only has a 2/1 and a... well, I spoke a little too soon.
We were looking for the Hazard, weren't we?
Yeah, that was the big card. I was going to say that Geoffery didn't really have that much pressure, but...
You were about to say that.
I was about to say that, and now he has plenty of pressure.
But now Taylor has a Scarab God.
Yeah, the Scarab God's good, but
I mean,
we'll see if it's able to...
Not really. There's not that many good creatures in their graveyard except like the Explorer dude.
Yeah, most of the creatures have been exiled via Scavenger Grounds, and this is just... I don't know what Taylor's trying to accomplish with this block. It's just gain 5 life.
Oh, wait. Oh, God, no.
And this is not going to go well for Taylor.
Oh, God. Oh, this is not going to go well at all, is it?
Well, actually... Taylor might be trying to bait out the last activation of Scavenger Grounds because Geoffery doesn't have another desert. And if I'm Geoffery here, I definitely want to get rid of that Scarab God, but if Taylor now has the ability to put more creatures onto the battlefield...
With the Fatal Push and Freebooter?
Yeah, he has a Kitesail Freebooter, he has a Walking Ballista. We're probably going to see a Chump... here. He's not playing the Walking Ballista. Oh, no, he is.
Yeah, he was just trying to clear the way.
The Lightning Striker was in response to Kitesail Rebooter, so didn't get to it, and that makes sense.
It's whew, this game's been awkward.
And Geoffery here is actually probably going to want to draw a land.
Why is that?
Because if that Earthshaker counter dies, he only has 5 mana right now. Ooh, a Braid taking out the Gate to the Afterlife. That is another really big...
And now, like, Taylor's in a situation where he chooses to...
But yeah, now Taylor has a lot of things he needs to draw, and he doesn't have the time to draw them. He needs to draw another way to play Godfarer's Gift. He needs some more creatures. I think what Taylor actually needs to draw is land into Godfarer's Gift, but he doesn't have time.
No, he doesn't.
So
especially like if Geoffery deploys another hasty creature.
Yeah, Geoffery really does.
Yeah, I like that.
This.
I like that play of Lightning Strike.
Oh yeah, definitely. It gets your 5 damage through, and then draws the Godfarer's Gift, but he only has 6 lands, so that's gonna be game number 1 for Geoffery Pederson over Taylor Gunn.
Yep.
And Geoffery just had his main deck set up in a nice way to combat Godfair's Gift. He had the main deck Scavenger Grounds, and most mono red decks are playing main deck Abrades.
Oh, yeah?
But
it's a removal spell and gets rid of...
yeah, it's a removal spell. It can get rid of problematic artifacts such as Heart of Kirin, Aethersphere Harvester,
Gate of Afterlife.
Gate to the Afterlife, Godfair's Gift, and it can even kill Torrential Gearhulk.
All right. I know.
So we'll see what happens here post-board. I don't know exactly how Geoffery has his main deck and sideboard set up. You'll see the older mono red lists have cards like Rampaging Ferocidon and Harsh Mentor in the sideboard. A lot of the decks from the PT had those, at least some number of Rampaging Ferocidons in main deck, mainly to combat Temur Energy.
All right. Oh, because of the Whirler Virtuoso?
Because of Whirler Virtuoso, and then some even had Harsh Mentor main deck because of Temur Energy as well, combating Whirler Virtuoso again, Long Tusk Cub, Bristling Hydra, all of those things. So Rampaging Ferocidons are definitely going to be something he wants in the post-board games, whether he had them in the main deck already or whether he now is going to bring them in post-board. He's also going to want access to more Braids, probably.
Most definitely.
And other than that, his main deck seems pretty decently set up to combat this matchup. He had the main deck Scavenger Grounds, which we saw put in so much work.
Oh, yeah.
There's a chance he may have, like, one more in the sideboard or something in case he wanted to land when his deck goes bigger. Other than that, I don't think we'll see much else come in.
I mean, is Geoffery really on the plan? Really on the go bigger plan? In this
He's
match?
not on the go bigger plan, but
he may just have the extra land in his sideboard.
yeah, and if that extra land is a Scavenger Grounds, then that's probably something he's going to want to bring in anyway. There's just, you saw it in there in game one. It buys him so much time.
Oh yeah, I mean, do you think it would come in even if it's a desert subtype? Like if it's not a Scavenger Ground, but maybe like there's a Field of Ruin or something.
Yeah,
something strange like that.
I wouldn't. I don't think he wants to dilute his deck that much. Once he has a copy of Scavenger Grounds, yeah, the deserts are nice, but he really only needs two, I would say two activations of a Scavenger Grounds to really seal the game. I don't think the third one, while it did get rid of the Scarab God wasn't doing that much on the table.
I mean, but it could have.
It definitely could have, and it was definitely nice, but I think Geoffery still would have been in a fine spot if Taylor still got to play the Scarab God there.
All right.
Because like you saw how he was using it. He used it to bait out the third activation, which shows you how Taylor values Scarab God in this matchup. I mean, it's still definitely good. It's a card that's going to win the games. It's going to close out the game against mono red. It's going to make them harder for them to win. But it's a 5-mana creature that really doesn't do anything the turn you play it. It's very slow.
Oh, yeah. I agree, definitely, but there's a scenario where the Scarab God that Taylor did play could take over the game.
I agree. There's definitely that scenario.
But it wasn't happening anytime soon.
I don't think so.
Especially if Taylor gets to 9 lands, you can start playing Scarab God and activating it.
Yeah. Taylor, I feel like he kept a land light hand. He had Aether Hub. I believe that's a Walk the Plank, or it's a Kitesail Freebooter in his hand.
All right.
That's going to be pretty good here. It's probably going to take a Shock or a Lightning Strike. Lightning Strike is what Taylor's looking to grab here. But I think any removal spell.
Whew.
And
Geoffery brought the fire.
Yeah, this is a pretty decent hand from Geoffery here. He's had the Patroma Bowmat Courier into probably turn 2 Earthshaker Kenra here.
Yep.
Just get in for 3.
Seems good.
What he's really looking for here is
lands 3 and 4.
Lands 3 and 4. A Shock would be pretty decent. Even just like another 1-drop just to play alongside the Bowmat Courier next turn. But Taylor also had a very good draw here. He had turn 2 Kitesail Freebooter into Chain of Wits, discarding double Angel Invention. So
I mean, we've seen how much work that card has put.
Yeah, no, if he can get a Godfair's Gift in play, it's gonna do a lot.
I think, and also another card Taylor was trying to look for with the Freebooter was maybe possibly an Abrade and hoping it was a removal light hand.
Yeah, that would definitely be good. But those are a really nice sequence of plays here from Geoffrey. He drew his shock to kill the Kitesail Freebooter,
Then
got his shock back,
okay, and shock the
and shocked the champion, which is really important because he got those creatures off the board before
Gate to the Afterlife
came down, so Taylor isn't going to get those triggers, and Taylor has a Gate to the Afterlife in his hand.
Yep.
So this is a pretty slow start, and the Seeker Squire finds the land, so it's not a 2/3 that can just eat.
Oh, wow.
Ooh, so these are some nice draws here from Geoffrey.
And soon we can probably expect the Rampage and Ferocodon coming down.
Yeah, that's something that he definitely wants to get down before Taylor gets those Angels in the battlefield, because Rampage and Ferocodon does say that players can't gain life.
So fourth land would be... So if you drew fourth land, it would be Bomat carried into Rampage and Ferocodon? So then next turn you can deploy the Hazret? If you drew his fourth land this turn, obviously.
I don't know. I actually would probably, in the face of that Walking Ballista, I would just like putting the Hazret down. You don't... Like, looking at the hand here from Geoffrey and then from Taylor... If you're Geoffrey, I don't think you expect a Godfair's Gift to come down next turn.
I mean...
Now, what... Maybe you do.
It's
definitely possible, and I think it's actually likely.
Whew.
So Geoffrey is going to trade off.
Do you think he's baiting this bad trade out?
In what world is this a bad trade?
I mean, not a bad trade. Do you think he's baiting the trade out to try and go fourth land? Okay, he doesn't have the fourth land.
Yeah, well, so I really like what Taylor's doing here. He's going to put the Walking Ballista to the graveyard by activating it. Geoffrey, in response, is going to activate his Bomat Courier to get, I think it was 4 cards.
That's pretty good.
But if Taylor has his 5th land, he can actually play and activate the Gate to the Afterlife.
Was that a 5th land? Oh, baby!
5th land, and the Rampaging Ferocodon was not in play yet.
Oh, so I think this game's going to go to Taylor now.
Well, Taylor's at 7. He's going to go to 13.
Yeah.
And then Geoffrey plays the Rampaging Ferocodon.
Yeah.
So I do think there is a world where Geoffrey can still win this game.
All right. I believe you. I want to believe you. But I think Taylor's going to win this game.
Oh, no. Yes.
Because, like, that's the fact of having, like, 2 6/6 flying Vigilance dudes in the following turns.
Well, no, actually. So Geoffrey goes to 14.
Oh.
Because it's 6.
But then the Scavenger Ground does a lot.
So this is a really awkward spot for Geoffrey. He has the choice. He can either activate Scavenger Grounds or put Rampaging Ferocodon into play, and he has to activate Scavenger Grounds or else he's going to die next turn. Taylor can reanimate another copy of Angel Intervention.
And since they both get +1/+1 due to the Angel,
they pump each other, and then so they're both gonna be 7/7s. 7 + 7 is 14.
Thank you for the basic math there. Patrick and Savage here with your basic algebra math lesson. You can.
In what world is that algebra?
Basic math lesson.
There you go.
Math 101. If you need a tutor for your child in Math 101, we have Patrick and Savage here, sponsored by Todd Deck Productions to be your local math tutor.
Please don't. So Geoffrey here is gonna wait till the Godfair's Gift trigger, which I can understand. Taylor didn't have a way to fill his graveyard before
Chart a Course.
Well, no, because if you do it with the trigger on the stack, then Chart a Course is sorcery.
Yeah, I mean, like if you did like on Taylor's upkeep, Taylor could play Chart a Course or something like that.
But yeah, no, his options were main phase or with the trigger on the stack. I do like with the trigger on the stack because Taylor didn't have something like a Minister of Inquiries in play or just a way to fill his graveyard at instant speed.
Yeah.
But because of how Geoffrey was forced to play this game, Taylor got to swing in with the Angel Invention for a second time. It gained 6 more life.
Wait, Taylor doesn't... And I mean, Geoffrey doesn't have a Rampage and Ferocodon anymore.
Oh, you're right. He discarded it to the
I think we both forgot about that.
Yeah, we both missed that. So,
Oh.
that doesn't really do that much.
It's still O.
This does mean, however, if Geoffery's just going to
that
steal him up. I don't think he was going to win that game. I don't think he thinks he was really going to win that game.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, we forgot he discarded that Rampaging Ferocity, didn't we?
Yep. We both just forgot about that. I honestly was kind of shocked he did sacrifice the Bomat Courier there.
I mean, I think he was just hoping Taylor wouldn't have 5th land into Gate Afterlife into Godfarer's Gift.
I think what he was doing is he was trying to find a 4th mana source.
All right.
But in that spot, like, his hand was really good if he finds that 4th land, and it was still fine if he didn't. He had Rampaging Ferocity and Hazoret in his hand.
All right.
So let's say both of them die, and he doesn't find the 4th land. He can just play the Rampaging Ferocity, and then if he does find the 4th land, he could play Hazoret or anything like that. So I don't know if I completely agree with activating the Bomat Courier, unless you were specifically digging for Scavenger Grounds. If you wanted to do anything else, I think it was probably a misstep there. But while we're in between games here, I just want to remind you that we are brought to you by GameSwap Mason in Cincinnati, Ohio, where you can find a wide variety of Magic Gathering singles, sealed product that just go throughout the game's history, as well as video games, movies, tabletop supplies, and board games. There's also plenty of table space for you and your friends to enjoy your favorite classics or discover new games that you might want to try. It's conveniently located on Route 42 or Reading Road for you people are in Mason, Ohio, and may know the area.
Yeah.
And it's in the northern suburbs of Cincinnati.
All right.
And yeah, I enjoy here.
All right, and nice. I just want to give a big shout out to Zuko86 for subbing for the 5 months in a row.
Oh yeah, thank you, man.
Yeah. I don't know if you're here, but congrats. You're probably our biggest supporter, probably our biggest fan. We don't have a lot of big fans.
Yeah.
If we're being honest with ourselves.
Yeah, so we're in game number 3 here between these two players. And I think we both have keeps, which is good. Geoffery's on the play with the 1-drop. That's a nice start for him.
So honestly, at first I was really confused why Geoffery was on play, and then I just realized he lost last game.
Yes, he did lose.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm terrible.
So Taylor has the Swamp. I expect we're going to see a Fatal Push here at some point.
And lose 1.
We're seeing another Bomat Courier here. So Taylor's probably going to do the trigger on the stack. Oh, he's letting the trigger resolve?
I mean, yeah, I don't think Geoffery's going to trade 2 cards for his hand right now.
I wouldn't want to give him the option. Like, if his hand is, like, just, like, really bad, it's all lands, I think he would probably trade that for 2 cards. I mean, it's not a big deal.
I don't think he would have kept that hand if it was.
Probably not, but, like, I don't know, just, like, I really like reducing my opponent's options as much as possible.
Well, like, also you got to think, if Taylor lets the trigger resolve, that's, like, 1 less card in Geoffery's deck, so, like, that's 1 possible less card.
Well, if you do it with the trigger on the stack, the card is still exiled anyway.
Yeah, I mean, if he still does it, I don't. You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm trying to get to. I think.
Not really, but we're gonna see a big hero play from Geoffery. He's got the turn 3
Rampaging
Ferocity. That's pretty big. And Kiteself Rebooter from Taylor stealing an Abrade. That's also pretty big. There were no other targets in Geoffery's hand, so
this Carry Zev's going to be awkward.
Yeah, Carry Zev with Rampaging Ferocity can get a little weird, but if you're putting on enough pressure, it probably won't matter that much. I don't think we're going to see the Rampaging Ferocity attack. Wait, no, it's going to attack this turn, because he can make one of those creatures not be able to block, and it has Menace.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. So,
but in the future,
for 5.
In the future, if he doesn't have another Falter effect, then we probably won't see the Rampaging Ferocity get in, because he really wants to keep that on the battlefield.
Oh, yeah. And I think Geoffery just playing the Carry Zev realizes he needs to be a lot aggressive.
Yeah, he knows that he's got the lead right now, and he wants to keep Taylor on the back foot as much as possible. Taylor is like quick comeback mechanics. He doesn't have anything like a Settle the Wreckage or Fumigate, so he knows that cards on the battlefield are going to be valuable, and if Taylor is somehow able to get rid of the Rampaging Ferocity, play a Gate to the Afterlife with and then get back an Angel of Invention, he wants Taylor to be as far behind as possible as he possibly can put him. While
that's not a monkey token.
No, it's not. The Ragavan token is sometimes hard to find, so some people just don't have them. It's not a big deal.
That's fair.
I expect we're going to see the Bomat Courier sacrificed here. It's going to die anyway. It's a free draw 2 cards.
Yeah.
Other than that, I'm kind of surprised to see the Ferocidon attack here. Geoffrey can Taylor can double block the Ferocidon, and then also he can choose whether he wants to like kill the Kenra, anything like that.
I think before damage, we're going to see Geoffrey pop the Bomat carrier.
Oh yeah, I said that earlier.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, that's definitely gonna happen. It's just free. He doesn't have a 5-drop he wants to play this turn, so the 1 mana doesn't mean that much. He has no cards in hand.
Easy money.
Yeah, so it's gonna be just a draw 2 cards from him. And we are gonna see the Ferocidon die here, which is gonna give Taylor possibly an opportunity to get back in this game. So I'm not sure how much I like the attack here from the Ferocidon. Now, if Geoffrey finds a
Lightning Strike,
which finds a removal spell for either one of these creatures, actually it doesn't do anything if he kills the Ballista. He would need to kill the Seeker Squire. And that's good on Taylor for not using the last counter of Walking Ballista to ping the Ferocidon. Instead, he gets to just, another Ballista that's pretty big.
Ooh, and it seems like Taylor's going to run away with the game here, it feels like.
He's still at 7.
Yeah.
Geoffrey, if he finds something like a Hazoret, he needs pressure. That's something he doesn't have right now. He can actually eternalize the Earthshaker Kenra in his graveyard. And that's going to be pretty big here. Taylor's probably... He actually has to kill the Ragavan token. And he takes 5, goes to 2. So Shock is lethal. Ramunap Ruins is lethal.
Lightning Strike's lethal.
Lightning Strike is lethal.
Hazoret might be lethal. I don't know.
Hazoret's not really lethal. He doesn't have enough mana to play and activate it, but...
And also, Taylor does not have enough creatures in a graveyard for this
No, he doesn't.
game.
So this is a pretty good start.
Another Walking Ballista!
Yeah, I mean...
When you run hot, you run hot.
Yeah, it's not bad. So let's see what Geoffrey draws here. This could be the last draw step of the game. I think that was a Ramunap Ruins. Yep.
All right, let's see if he knows to activate it. This is a skill test here.
Not really. I mean, he knows the activation is lethal. He's trying to decide whether it's worth it to let Taylor... The activation is not lethal.
Why?
Because in response, Taylor can activate Walking Ballista just to ping something, and then the Gate to the Afterlife is going to trigger.
And gain a life?
And gain a life. Is it an Abrade in Geoffrey's hand, or is that a Lightning Strike?
Less than the Braid.
So he can Abrade the Gate. That forces Taylor to activate a Ballista. In response, Geoffrey can activate the Ramunap Ruins.
And then in response, Taylor would have to activate another Ballista.
Oh, wait. He just lets it die? That's lethal.
Yep. I think Taylor just realized what he did.
Yeah. So I think Taylor had another turn. I don't know how much would have mattered. Geoffrey definitely could have...
Well, no, you got to think. If he abrades the Godfarer's Gift...
You mean the Gate?
Yeah, the Gate, my bad. Taylor would activate, then he activates Ramunap Ruins, then Taylor would have to activate the other Walking Ballista.
Yeah.
Taylor would only have 2 dudes on the board, and Carry Zeb makes it alone lethal.
No, because Taylor would end up being at 2.
Yeah, you're right. But
so Taylor survives at 1.
No, he still had the Earthshaking Kenra.
That's true. He can...
I think Taylor was dead there.
No, so he blocks the Earthshaker Kenra.
All right.
And blocks Ragavan.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Takes 1, goes to 1.
But there's 2 damage still from the Ramunap Ruins.
Next turn. So he's at 2.
All right.
He activates the Walking Ballista. It dies, triggers, gains a life.
Yeah.
Then in response, so he's still at 2.
Yep.
Activate Ramunap Ruins. The Braid's already on the stack.
All right.
Taylor would go to 0, but in response, activates the
Walking Ballista.
Walking Ballista. Gains a life, goes to 3, takes 2 down to 1, gains another 1 from the other trigger, goes to 2.
Then
blocks Ragavan, blocks Earthshaker Kenra, takes 1 from Carry Zeb, he's at 1.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
But at 1, there wasn't much he could do against the mono red deck.
Because like
Geoffrey had him when he untapped next turn.
Yeah.
But played her outs. So I think he might have realized that
After?
he could. I think Taylor realized afterwards he could have activated the Walking Ballista. But that's going to be it for round 1 here.
All right.
We will see you guys later for round 2. This matchup took about half an hour, so hopefully it's just going to be about 20, 25 minutes till we can bring the next round to you, and we will see you then.
All right.